Hello and welcome back to Crochet at My House. It's a rainy Tuesday while I'm recording this, and I've been making some things over the past 2 weeks. Not as many squares, but I've still been making stuff. Firstly, bunting, not this specific one. I didn't print this month's out, which was July, but this is the bunting. Got some front post detailing along the sides and at the corners. It's quite a fun one to do, although two of the rows are a bit odd. I haven't done as many squares, but I have done some. This is the popcorn square. I have the bear square, which I did move some of the pieces a little. I also gave them bigger eyes than they asked for, because I thought the ones that I was to put on were a bit small. And this one I actually did last night. This is the lace flower. It's quite a pretty one. And I also did this to my book. It's just lots of little sticky notes that I've cut up. Like this. It was because I've been making so many of them, and I'm making all of them for the blanket, that I'm starting to find it hard to remember which ones I've done. So putting this on all of the ones that I haven't done, I can go to the different pages, and then when I've done one of the squares I could just take the thing out, and that'll help keep track of which ones I've done. I have two finished projects this time, starting with the Tucker cardigan, this pattern here. I finished it. I will have some pictures and a video at the end of my mum wearing it. Here it is. So I have the sleeves connected and this little edging done. Here's the buttons that I put on, and they've got a little pattern on them. And the way the sleeves and things were done is on the sleeve, like the armhole area, it's been sewn, but on like the seam of the sleeve down here, I crocheted them together. So on the shoulders and the sleeve seams I crocheted them, but round the armhole has been sewn. And I have one more finished project, which is from this pattern here, which I also got off of Ravelry. I made this one last year, so it was this one I made this year. So I'm now finished with this pattern. It's for my friend's son, so it'll be getting sent to him for Christmas. Here's what it looks like finished. Got his hat on, face detailing. I did use safety eyes, like it asked for, and he's got his ears, his little legs, and there's the back. Not too much of a jog, you can see it slightly, but it's not too bad. And his hair, his eyebrows. Now, what I put in his neck, the pattern asks for wires to be put through his arms and his neck and things, but I actually put a popsicle stick in his neck instead, because it does make it pretty secure, and it doesn't need to be so posable. I also thought this would make it an easier way for it to get washed if it ever needs washed, because if I put metal in it, then that would be more likely to rust. So yeah, he's just got a popsicle stick in his neck, and it comes down to about here and goes roughly that far up into his head. I have whips as well. So some of you may remember I was making the chicken shawl. Well, I got it back out recently, and I've been working on the centre. and it's actually gotten quite a bit wider since the last time I showed it. I've done something like 18 rows or something like that. It takes a while because it is really wide, so going back and forth takes quite a long time, but I am working on it again. Also, something I haven't shown on here before is this book, which I got ages ago, and I did actually start using it ages ago, but there's no yarn weight mentioned on each bit of the pattern, which I found really annoying because once I made the body for the doll, making the clothes became difficult because I decided to go with the same yarn weight as you would most of the time when you're making something. You stick to one yarn weight. That didn't quite work because sticking to one yarn weight made things too big. So I need to figure out what yarn weight I need to use for the clothes compared to the body. But this is what I have. So I actually made the body last year, and then this year, in the past 2 weeks, I made her wig cap, and then I put all her hair into it and sewed it on. I also put some button eyes on her instead of safety eyes, just because I wanted to be different and put button eyes on her. Kind of like in Coraline, they have button eyes. Well, that's how I've done her. I've sectioned off this piece and this piece for her fringe, and I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with the rest of her hair yet, which as you can see is very long. Yes, I have to decide on that, but I also need to figure out what weight I need for her clothes. Just like the last thing I showed you that was finished, in her neck I put a popsicle stick, which does a pretty good job of holding her head up. Without it, her head just like totally keeled over. It was kind of a mess. But with the popsicle stick it works pretty well. And I have one last thing. Jada's been doing this thing called the Granny Square game. So I have this bag here, which is just a gift bag off Amazon from a Christmas present or whatever. I have in it my scraps for the scrap grab part, and I also have a bunch of squares I started during doing the Granny Square game, including this one, which is the most finished out of them. I have this one, a cute little blue one, and I have this one, which was the one I was last working on when doing the game, and I have a few other little ones, like really little ones. Yes, I think this is a really fun game, so if any of you have been playing it, it would be cool to hear if you found it fun as well. I also just about forgot this here is a headband that my mum made. It has the stretch at the back. Talking about that, me and my mum are planning to collaborate to make a pattern for you to use. She'll do the sewing part, I'll do the crocheting part. So mine is supposed to be the outside part, hers is supposed to be the inside part, and we were thinking once I get to maybe 500 subscribers that we can maybe do a Q&A if anyone fancies doing that. If so, put some comments down below about it and we'll see what we do. The last thing that's been going on is my bed finally got built. So I have a small video showing that just before I put the sheet and covers on. So it's just the mattress and the bed. And I should be getting another cupboard built soon as well, which I might show. Hopefully it'll be over here for storage. Yeah, see you next time. Remember to comment and like and subscribe and all that jazz. It's finished. Got its mattress on at the moment. And under here are the slats. It's kind of built like a sofa.